So my task is to tell you about the dyslipidemia in diabetic patients. I know all of us know about the dyslipidemia. Even if somebody gets the fever, now they go and do the lipid profile. Now here, I just want to re-emphasize what you know and you to think how we should continue medication to them and how we are going to manage them in a diabetic patient especially. So before going into the talking about the cholesterol level, I would like to tell about this slide because I'm going to talk about high intensity statins and moderate intensity statins. So I want you to know what are they. High intensity statins are atorvastatin 40 to 80 milligrams, rosuvastatin 20 to 40 milligrams. And moderate intensity statins are atorvastatin 10 to 20, rosuvastatin 5 to 10, simvastatin 20 to 40, and in 42. Keeping it in that mind, from my next slide onwards, I will be discussing about just to give high intensity statin, moderate intensity statins. So this is the slide I am going to discuss. And don't worry, though it's a crowded, I will be discussing one by one. So it's now, I'm talking about the patient with diabetes. Now, before starting anything, we have to remember all patients should follow lifestyle modification. What are the lifestyle modifications? They are the proper diet, exercise, and the smoking. Diet in the sense low carb, high fiber diet, especially if they can take Mediterranean diet or DASH diet, that would be good. You can read up on those things. But anyone we can advise to have low carb diet if they are dyslipidemic and less trans fat and less saturated fat. So the main topic is about the LDL and that's a bad cholesterol. So this categorized with few things. If you look, concentrate on these orange boxes. So all patients with previous atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, that means anyone who has had a myocardial infarction, stroke, TIA, peripheral vascular disease, any aortic aneurysm or something related to the atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, everyone should be on high intensity statins and their LDL goal should be less than 55. And if they are age 20 to 39 or if they are type 1 diabetes with any of the atherosclerotic cardiovascular risk factors such as high blood pressure, obesity, family history, so we should consider them putting on moderate intensity statin. And if they are the age group of 40 to 75 and no atherosclerotic cardiovascular risk, still they should be put on moderate intensity statins. And if our patient is 40 to 75, more than ACVD risk factors, which I have already explained, they should be put on high intensity statin. If you look at this graph, now two category of patients we are going to put on high intensity statins. They are all patients with previous atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease and age 40 to 75, one or more than one ACVD risk factor. They should be put on high intensity statin. And now we'll talk about the elderly patients who are age above 75. So we have to discuss with the benefit and risk with them or a caregiver and then decide on moderate intensity statin. And if they are already above 75 and already on statins, so just continue the statin. All these categories, their LDL target should be less than 70. So just to remember two things, the people who has previous ACVD or has one or more than ACVD risks, they should be put on high intensity statins. And people with ACVD, LDL target should be less than 55. Rest of the people, LDL should be less than 70. And what we have to remember is now we usually start them on statin and they are also happily taking statin for 1 or 2 months or maybe maximum 3 months. But when they come in the next lipid profile, ideally they should do it within 6 months not next month or something. But if the LDL level is in our already targeted achieved level, we can be happy, but don't reduce the dose of statin. Unless it is like far below the level we need, you can just, if your patient is on 40 milligrams of atorvastatin, you can make it 20, that's a different matter. But just keep on them the same dose of statin. And there are people who are statin intolerant. So they should be put on bempedoic acid, but it is not available for us. So in our country, we start them on ezetimibe if they are intolerant to statin. And otherwise, if they are not achieved this target level, we have to put them on ezetimibe or PCSK9 inhibitors. So that will help us to come to the target. Usually, rather than doubling the dose of statin, when we add the ezetimibe, it will reduce the LDL level by 50%. So now we'll come to the other part of lipid profile, the triglyceride, though it is not a kind of we call as a bad cholesterol, but it also in such a way go and help to develop atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, as well as if the triglyceride level are above 500, the patient will end up with acute pancreatitis. So if the triglyceride levels are 175 to 500 and patient has low risk for atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, we have to find the secondary causes such as whether they are alcoholics or hypothyroidism, obese. Then we have to treat the secondary cause. If they are alcoholics, we have to ask them to abstain from alcohol and see whether triglycerides are coming down. And if the triglyceride levels are above 200 and if they have high risk for ASCVD, we have to start them on high intensity statin. Actually, take home message here is even the triglyceride levels are high, the first line drug of choice is statin. And imagine their triglyceride level are more than 500. We have to find the secondary cause and treat the secondary cause and then use moderate to high intensity statin. And if the triglyceride level are above 500 with high risk of ASCVD, despite taking statin, to add the omega-3 fatty acid. So the triglyceride level goal should be kept as 150. Now, imagine we can't achieve our goal. Though the keeping goal is 750, but with your medication, if it is still above 200, we have to consider fenofibrate. So there are three particular doses of fenofibrate available in this country, like 67 milligram, 160 and 200 milligram of fenofibrate. So there we add the fenofibrate. So it is not the first line, but if it is not coming down with statin, we have to add the fenofibrate. What we have to remember is when we are adding another drug to cholesterol, like someone is already on statin, because now guidelines doesn't say us to screen them with transaminases or anything before starting statin. So we do start statin. But even their transaminases are 3 times normal, we can continue statins. If it is going above only, we just stop it and see what is happening. But you have to make sure when you are combining both statins and fenofibrate or high dose statins, patient might get myositis, just aches and pains. Then you just screen do the transaminases, CPK levels, then be cautious about that and just tell the patient these can be the side effects. And then if they can't tolerate and they definitely need the statin, we just have to reduce the dose of statin, or just what they say is, imagine your patient is on rosuvastatin, but they get more symptoms or something, you just change it to the atorvastatin and see how it goes, and then slowly increase it up. Likewise, we have to adjust the patient's statin dose. So all these, this is the same slide I have been showing with the first slide. So everything is concentrated in this algorithm. So my references are from the 2025 ADA guidelines. That's it.